Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Empowerment Network. This evening, I'm joined by two powerful men in the house. Andy Burks from just my neighbor down here, United Kingdom, and of course, Keith, all the way from the United States of America. And
Yeah.
we are here to discuss a very wonderful topic. If you haven't yet shared, just invite somebody who is looking for this opportunity and does not know that we are running it here. We are going to look to the how our company is going to break the vicious cycle of debts. Keith, welcome.
Glad to be here. Hello to everyone out there, and looking forward to a great discussion tonight. And hopefully, we can walk away inspired and motivated, and be a better me or better you.
Sure. And Mr. Burks, hello.
Hi, everyone. Me again.
Yes, Andy again, guys.
Andy in the house. Andy in the house.
Yes, Andy in the house. So what we were trying to chat quickly before we hit the live button, guys, we were thinking that one of the reality that follows us throughout life, almost if not everybody, is what you call debts, DEBTS. So it's a kind of annoying thing. It's very uncomfortable. I can't describe it enough because everybody knows what that is, if not almost everybody. And so we just want to look at the opportunity we have at hand and see how truly this circle is going to be broken, and some generations will come and debt would be a strange word or strange language to them. Andy, would you like to open this session, please?
Sure. Generational debts. Now, this can be put down into many different things. So, for instance, in the UK, generational debts are ongoing debts that seem to stick with you throughout life. So things like a mortgage, things like car leasing, finance, loans, whatever it is, sending kids through university. But obviously the biggest one is the mortgage. Now, wouldn't it be nice if you were in a position to be able to pay off that mortgage or not worry about the payments being made to that mortgage, because now you've got a little bit more financial freedom? So we're talking about a system, or a system is the wrong word. We're talking about a company that's slightly different than anything else you've ever come across before. We're talking about a business created that creates not only value for money, but an opportunity for every single person that uses the internet to actually make money. Now, 97% of people that have tried to make money online have failed. And you always see these guys walk across the stage with this huge check. Yeah, well, it's always the same people. What we're doing is we're changing the system. So we're giving opportunity. On Passive is giving the opportunity to people that where the company itself is going to help you build your business. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm, as you well know, not technically minded in the slightest. So the difficulty is, and I am trying to learn, by the way. So I'm spending time doing this. But bottom line is, if you were to set up your own email marketing business or e-commerce business or a Shopify system, or you have to go through a process. You have to find customers. You have to be able to sell a product. You have to be able to do all of these things and run the business at the same time. And this is often very difficult. So when you have a company that's actually going to create that business by finding customers for you, and all you really have to do is to get engaged and work out and find out a little bit more about what's going on. Now, I'm not suggesting that you don't do anything. That would be wrong of me to do so. But if you were in a position to be able to help yourself build your business with the help of OnPassive and the tools that OnPassive has, and that created an income for you of 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, would it make a difference to you? Of course it would. You know, if your mortgage payment at the moment is £1,000 a month, which isn't out of the ordinary, and you got 2,500 coming in, you could pay your mortgage off early if that's what you wanted to do. Or you could help your put your kids through university, because again the cost of that kind of tends to creep up on us, and all of a sudden they go and you go, "Ooh, where's the money coming from?" Because it's not just college fees, it's the accommodation cost, it's the book cost, the ongoing cost to get them backwards and forwards to see you, etc., etc. So if you had an opportunity that did exactly that, then surely it'd be worth having a listen to. Now, as I said, I'm not a technically minded person in the slightest. What I am going to do is I am going to help the company build my business for me. But that'll give you an idea and a starting point, I think, Comfort. So back to you.
Right. Exactly. Thank you. Thanks so much. So, guys, before I hand over to Keith, I just want to give a big shout out to our brother Peter Rogers. He is recovering from a surgery, and we wish you all the best. We pray for you guys. Just pray for Pete. He is going. He went through a surgery. It went well, and he is in a recovery position right now. So, Keith,
Yeah.
over to you. Andy has started it. You just go from wherever. If there's something to add to it, or if it looks different where you are, just
Mhm.
let's discuss this. Thank you.
Yes, we do wish you well. But Andy really hit the nail on the head in so many ways. And he said a lot of important things. And that's the beauty about Unpassive. But as I think about the topic and generational debt, I kind of reflected on some of my events that I've had with the saxophone at these funerals. I can't count how many times folks are trying to raise funds at the last minute because nothing was there. It wasn't prepared. And a lot of times at these funerals, when folks are crying, is not just because they lost a loved one. It's because the bills are so high. So the pain is doubled and sometimes tripled. But with that said, you also have the debt now that's been passed on. But the debt now, like Andy was saying, the college loan, the parent loan that you had to take out because you love your child so much. And you knew you didn't have it. And you were doing two jobs. You said, well, I got to get my kid to college. So you went ahead and took that loan out and took a second and a third. And that's one child. Does not mention the second and third child that's coming up right behind it. And oftentimes you might have not made those early financial decisions. Didn't have the knowledge, maybe the training, the know-how. So here you are at 40, 50, 60 saying, wow, I'm next. What will I leave for my kids? What I do for myself? So it's a quagmire of painful thoughts and emotions. And you wonder why so many people get sick and, just not at the optimum health because there's so much stresses. And one of the major stresses that we have in life is financial stress. And it's a big deal. If we can meet that need where we can just have not just for ourselves, but enough to help somebody else. That means that we're taken care of. That is absolutely phenomenal. And that is what we're in right now. I mean, it's just amazing. So we know that debt is all around us, and I think that the beauty about what we have now, I always say, if not for Unpassive, what else do we have? Where are we going to go to? Who are we going to look to? I'll give you a quick example. I have insurance, Andy, and I've had it for a while. I paid my bill every month. No problems. They came and broke in my car, stole something. I put a claim in for it. The company took care of it. Then they raised the bill. Okay, fine. We can deal with that. So there's another issue where they tried to steal the car. It didn't happen. They broke some things. I put in a claim for that. They fixed it. The insurance now went even doubled. And you think, even though I'm paying the double, you would think now, you would say, well, he's paying it because technically I'm paying them back what they gave me over time. They now drop my insurance. Why? Not because of my driving record, no DWI, red-handed in the body, no accidents in 8 years, because I had a claim. That's why. That's how crazy. That's so crazy. Things can be in this world. And so when you on a particular monthly salary, you're not getting raises that quickly. You're not getting those bonuses that quickly. And so what your expenses are outpacing your income. And so therefore you can't even afford to have certain emergencies. God forbid. There you are now stressed out, right? Not having the funds to take care of your needs. So when I think of what Impassive is doing, what Ash is doing, I mean, the brainchild of this a movement called Impassive, it is absolutely mind-blowing. As a matter of fact, I see why we were attacked the way we were. I see why the haters came out so strong. I see why they were trying to muffle and stifle this amazing vision. And the fact that we've reached this far in spite of what happened. Listen, like the song says, Andy, ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. That's it. I'll leave it there. I'll come back with something later on.
Wow. Sure. Thank you. Thanks so much, guys, for sharing. I think I should just share a bit of what it looks like back in my continent in Africa. I come from Cameroon, It happens, it's a similar thing, debt at debt, but back home, sometimes, not sometimes, every parent wants their child to study to some extent, university, study abroad, with the hope that they will come back and take good care of the family.
Yes.
They will go into debts, borrow money here and there and do all of those things. When you go abroad, you study, it doesn't work as they expected. And at some point, you need to sell family property, be landed property or anything at all to give back. Or if you don't have that, they will ask and ask and ask and ask. And that's how you, the child, you take it over and it keeps handing down and all of those things. Sometimes, like, it's not like in the Western world where if you fall sick, if you go to the NHS, for example, in England, is commence treatment first before looking at your insurance and stuff like that. But in my country and most African countries, if you are sick, you're even at the point of death, you need surgery or any form of medication. If you cannot put down maybe some expected amount of advance payment, they let you die. So sometimes the illness, if they have like these people who live with these illnesses with them, like the diabetes or any of these illnesses, sometimes it gets critical. You need you need money, to take care of yourself. If you don't have money, you have no choice but to borrow. So you borrow a lot of money taking care of a loved one because they're going through these chronic illnesses and so on. So the money piles on and on and on and on and on. So you live with nothing but debts. They finally either die, or even if they get well, paying back is always a problem. We can go on and on and on because the list is long. But what are we saying? Like you said earlier on, Keith, you say, if not for Impassive, what else do we have? So, Andy, what we're trying to do now, why we're saying this, is not that we just come here to entertain people with people's financial situations. We want to share how this company, I know you already started a bit of it, Andy, how this company is going to make this happen. What is the hope that we have? Because we really trust in this, and we know that when we are ready for business, things like that will be history.
Well, we've seen some of the guys go through an idea or a guide regarding figures, but although I don't want to do that, I do want to say that there is a commission payable, so we can't become an affiliate, if you like, for the business. But let me give you an example of what we've already seen. We have a video conferencing platform, and that video conferencing platform had the capability of having 10,000 attendees on it. And at that time, it was $125 a month. Okay. Now, this will be reopened at some point very, very soon. When it does, that cost may change. But it certainly won't be anywhere near the cost of one of the larger platforms that do video conferencing, where they charge $6,500 a month. $6,500 a month for 10,000 attendees. Now that's not cheap. So that's large companies that use this. That's fair enough. But let me give you an example. This 125 that we have been paying, 25% of that is automatically paid out in a commission. So let's make it nice and simple. Let's call it $100 that you pay for your video conferencing platform through us when we relaunch, and we would get a commission of $25 of that. So if I had 100 clients, that's $2,500 a month. That's not rocket science. But how many people do you know? How many people do you really know? Now, as you well know, Comfort, I'm a great one for writing lists. And my favorite phrase is also proper prior planning prevents poor performance.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you think about it, I write a list, and on my list is everybody that I know, and then I put them into categories. So I've put in the people that I know that use a video conferencing platform because of who they work for. Because during COVID, let's face it, when we had lockdown, and we won't go to that one today, but when we had lockdown, we had a system whereby people couldn't go into their offices, so they were constantly doing video conferencing meetings online from home. Yep. So this other video conferencing platform made a hell of a lot of money during that period of time. Okay, fair enough. But they took it to the next level. They took the profit making part of it to a whole new level where we don't do that. And why don't we do that? Why don't we need to do that? Well, first and foremost, we don't have shareholders in the business. But more importantly, this is value for money. That's what we're trying to achieve here, value for money. So as I said, let's call it $100 a month we pay. If I get 100 customers, I get $25 from each of those customers that use a video conferencing platform, take ours up, pay the $100 a month. I get $2,500 a month. Plain simple maths. Now, at the end of the day, to get that 100 people, I might have to talk to 500 people, because 1 in 5 are going to say yes and the other 4 will say no. Okay. Now the company are going to do what they call specific targeted traffic. And what is specific targeted traffic? It's basically, there's your customer. In a nutshell, it's, there's a customer. And we don't know at this stage how much we might have to pay for that. Don't care. Because at the end of the day, if I have 100 customers and the company is finding me customers and I only managed to find 50, and the company find the other 50, I've got my $2,500 a month. Now, I'm going to take this one stage further, Comfort, because at the end of the day, we know that pensioners in the UK, the average pension in the UK is about £11,000 a year. That's not an awful lot of money, guys. Yeah, it's £800 or £900 a month. Not a lot of money. So if you had 2,500 coming in a month, would that make a difference to you? Absolutely, it would make a difference to you. And as you quite rightly pointed out, Keith, the things jump up at us. They come out of the blue. You never know what's going to happen. It might be a new dishwasher, or the car's broken down. As you said, somebody has an accident and your costs go up. The fact of the matter is that if you've got 2,500 a month coming in, over and above what you've already done, you're covered. You've covered yourself. Or you just go on 4 or 5 holidays a year. I know I would. But the fact is that why stop there? What happens if I had 1,000 customers a month? Or 1,000 customers, I'd get 25,000 a month. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never had 25,000 a month. I might have come close, and I've had a couple of months, but we won't go there. The fact is that if you have that sort of money, all of a sudden now you can start helping others. That becomes a totally different kettle of fish. You might be just putting money away for your kids left, right and centre, so that they then have this facility in the future to be able to take their kids into university. Because let's face it, things are getting tougher for everyone concerned. So getting your kids on the housing list, for instance, is near on impossible because the cost of the rising cost of properties. But if you had that extra money, that would make a difference. And when you have a corporation behind you that's doing the vast majority of the work for you, that's even better. As I said, one of the best things I love about this business is the fact that they're going to do the bits that I don't understand how to do. Yeah, I'm a numbers guy. I'm not a technically minded individual, and I'm certainly not a software engineer or any of that type of thing. But that gives you, again, a good example.
Exactly, Andy. Thank you. Yeah, sure. So, guys, especially those who are joining new, we all know that the only one reason, or one of the most reasons why businesses close down, is because they can't get customers. How many people, like Andy said, how many people do you know? You may know 1 million people. How do you know how to express yourself, to pitch your business to them so that they will come buying? Like sometimes Collins would ask, if I give you All Connect, who would you be selling it to? But then good news here is the company does it such that, if you want extra, like Andy would always want extra because he wants to be free like yesterday, then you go get more, and then you get help quicker and get free quicker. However, the bottom line is here that everybody succeeds. Keith, I'll let you go, please.
Yes. Andy hit some very real cool points. And as I'm listening to Andy, what popped in my mind is this. I reflect on my own experience as a newbie online. All right. And I'm very not techie like you, Andy. If you're bad, I'm worse, Andy. I'm serious. Okay. I'm so not a techie kind of guy. But as I think about my growth online, I made a video recently, and it was really about the fear factor that so many have. So they hear about this program. And remember now, there are thousands of programs out there that they might have heard before. Hundreds. They've heard about this one, that one, this one, this one, that one. And so they think in one major factor, how can I do it? Will I be able to do this? It's almost like it's a wall comes up before they even hear what we're saying in completion. Because we're not there trying to advertise. We're trying to tell you that we have beaten the beast. We want to let you know, folks, that the issue has been solved. What makes people become wealthy is when they solve problems. When you solve problems, wealth flows naturally. What Ash has done, he has solved the number one problem in the online space. I don't like to recruit. I'm not a recruiter. I hate rejection. I hate to bother my friends and families, and then go to the cold market, then try to do all these fancy stuff. It doesn't work, and it's not even duplicable. And so, folks, if you're listening now, for all those of you on Passivians, we're talking to the choir here, but on the online space, there are folks who are chiming in every time, listening for something, and just waiting. These folks are ready. They have the heart, the mind. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and all they want is to hear that light. Boom! There it is. That's how I got in there. Heart, Andy, comfort. We were ready. We just needed to hear the bell ring, and we answered the call. So you might be there in the living room, in your car, on a vacation, wondering how you can afford the Uber when you get back home. Maybe on a trip somewhere in some other program, wondering, I got to share the room with 5 other people because I can't afford a room by myself. Maybe you're saying, I just went to a conference and I bought all these materials, these self-help things, and I'm broke. And I got to worry about my next monthly order ship that I probably don't even need. You are there. I know you're there because the number one search keyword on YouTube is work from home. People are trying to make it happen from home. I had a video called "The Secret Sauce is Out." The secret sauce. That is, if you can master lead generation and traffic, the job is done. Here's the good news. As Andy would say, we have that in our pockets. We have mastered lead generation. Listen, folks, when we went on Burj Khalifa, the world saw us. Oh, because they're not talking about it? They're not they're not blind. They know what's going on. Don't think people don't know what's going on. They're just waiting because they've been so beaten up. They've been so messed up over the years on the online space. So there's doubt. There is that reservation. When Passive spread his wings, good God Almighty, Andy and Comfort, we're going to wonder what hit us. Because when they realize that this problem has been solved, as far as recruiting, it's a done deal. Like our Arvid said, we find it's a done deal. So Andy made some good points, and as you say about what people do to create funds to even go to the States, those are serious. I mean, hit home kind of messages. So those are very hardcore kind of things. And today I was listening to Marty, and he mentioned that Passive doesn't have this, you got to be tall or short, or you got to be from this country or that country. You have to have this education or this background. You have to be affluent, or you have to be charming, or no, you just need to be there. Show up. Like Ash says, when you show up, 80% of the work is done. Show up. It's done. Passive has got us. It's got us so well. It is unbelievable. They take care of the office space. They take care of the workers, the coders, the scientists, the researchers, the developers. They take care of the office space and the rent space, and taking care of all the different promotions and advertisement. Folks, we don't get it any better than this. And so it's only a matter of time when they emerge. And thank God, we had the hiccups that we had, because now we have a CEO that is so much more smarter, so much more wiser, so much more aware, alert, informed. Hey, the best is yet to come. I'm getting excited here. I'm going to stop the quick before I keep going.
Right. Yeah, the best is yet to come indeed, Keith. So, Andy, earlier on, Keith mentioned, I think we like talking about this too on this platform, that many people before Ash came have presented money to people have come after them and they've not had money. But Ash comes with solution, Ash comes with value and stuff like that. And that's what people want to hear, because with value now comes money, comes the riches and all of those things. So let's take a last round now, closing remark on whatever message you have, just send it out there, Andy.
Cool, thanks. I think value for money is the key to this here, because there are so many businesses out there. Google is that everyone's talking about the monopoly that Google has. So all of these huge tech companies are running things, and we want to change that. Ash wants to change that so that everybody gets a fair shake. Now, most companies have shareholders. So those shareholders, the company is now beholden to those, because they want to create this huge profit so that the shareholders can make some money. That's not the way we think here. That's not the way we want to do business anymore. We want to change the system. We want to be able to ensure that people get value for money. That's the key, value for money. So you get a product that does exactly what it says on the tin, but it doesn't cost you the earth to do it. Now, if it's all under one roof, so at the end of the day, if there are 10 products and the customer looks at the next one down the line and goes, oh, I could use that as well, they don't have to go very far. Yeah, it's laid out. It's not one of these where it's $1 to join, and then, oh, by the way, if you want the shiny object, you've got to pay another $53, and then, oh, by the way, yeah, hold on, to have the special shiny object, you've got to pay another $47, and oh, hold on a second, if you want the super duper splendid one, you're going to have to pay $999, but that does it all for you. It's just a catch. We don't need that. So at the end of the day, what we've got is we've got a system that is fair. It's upfront. It tells you what it says on does on the tin, and it does exactly that. But this business is built for everybody who wants to make money online, and that's the bit I love, because, as I said before, it does the bits I don't know how to. So thanks, Comfort. Back to you.
Sure, thank you. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, really quick, Callisto, thanks for the super sticker. Really appreciate. And of course, let's carry this on, guys. So, Keith, one quick closing remark from you, and maybe a message to somebody who is still hanging on the fence or waiting around for us to start so that they can join it.
Yes. Thank you. I saw someone left a message saying, "Hello, Collins." So I know it's not Andy or Comfort. It's got to be me. But no, I'm not Collins. I'm Keith. That was cute. But I feel very blessed to be a part of this, and I think it was by design. And like I said, there's someone could be new, searching, and what I would ask of you is to do this, because there are folks, when they see this, they're going to run. It won't be a question. They're going to know that they're home. And there are those that are going to come many months or weeks afterwards. They're coming. They are coming. There's nowhere to go. It's just the way it is. I mean, it kind of the way it is. It's fixed that way. Thank God, And again, it's a company with a heart of love. It's really saying we have to shift the paradigm from the old status quo. We know the system, but I believe it's rigged. I've been in there for 25 years, and I've tried just about everything. And the thing is that I learned after about 8 years that, wait a minute, something's up with this thing right here. And you can't do the same thing over and over again, expect to have that change. It's not going to work. And it's like too often people are put on a racetrack with a minivan. No, it's an Indy 500. You need a race car for that. And so folks are loaded into your four-wheel drive, get on track in a way, you'll win. No, it's a minivan. You carry a family down on vacation, not on a racetrack. And so we are being placed with the right equipments, with the right tools, with the right CEO. And let me just add this in there. I don't care what company it is. The CEO of that company, it makes a world of a dip. I'm telling you, many CEOs right now of companies are only waiting for the right price. They're gone. Give them the right number and they're selling out. I talked about many years ago how you have companies will have 5 years of success, surplus after surplus. And the 1 year they see a possible loss, like Andy was saying, they go to the boardroom, to their shareholders, right? And they start figuring out how can we cut, which office we're going to cut. They don't think about the families who have been there for 20, 30 years sometimes. And they cut and they merge, and it's a cold place to be. And what Impassive is doing is bringing that warm, radiant, sun, hopeful, that future that many can finally see there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful story. And so I encourage you, if you're online typing in work from home, let me tell you, there are 1,000,001 ideas out there. If you want to try them all first, at least check out, do comparison. Know what you don't want in a business. If you don't like to recruit people, look on Passive Way. If you don't like to have monthly quotas hitting you every month like that, look at Unpassive. If you don't like to go to meetings and quarters every week or 2 weeks or monthly, look at Unpassive. If you don't like to deal with marketing and lead capture pages, SEO, backlinks, front links, you're dealing with all this website creation, you don't like that stuff, look Unpassive. You might be in your 40s, 50s, 60s and think your time is past. It's not past. Look at Unpassive, because hope is over here. And that's what Andy and Comfort and I myself are sharing with you. You either come now or you come later. But you're coming because it just makes sense. Thank you.
Indeed, it just makes sense for you to come in, guys. Like, I think I'll be leaving you with this statement that Keith made earlier on. I'm so in love with it. If not for Unpassive, what else do we have? So it's not a joke. It's not we're not convincing you to join. Nobody's paying us to come here and talk about this. We are just sharing a passion. And our success in this business does not depend on what we come here and do every day. It just depends on the fact that we joined. We've already come in and we are waiting for things to start, and we will be successful. So if this is making sense to you, ask some questions. Wait at the door. We are happy to help. The moment you pop in, you immediately become a family member, and we treat you with all the love and show you your way around, and we all win together. Thank you, brothers, for joining me again this evening. Thank you, guys, for your great contributions.
Yes.
And of course, see you again soon. Bye.
It was great being here. Thank you, Andy and Comfort.
Thanks. Thank you.